Sharing a story. A friend of mine was once a politician's mistress. This is not a story about me, but it was a story told to me by the person it involves, posting under a throwaway account because privacy reasons. So a good friend of mine, who I've known since college, admitted during a drunken night of I have never ever that she was once a prominent politician's mistress. Unahan ko na, it isn't P-Duts. This was surprising on so many levels. 1. Girl isn't a gold digger. She comes from a rich family, she's studious, and gets good grades naman. She's confident, well-spoken, super sweet and nice. 2. Girl is hot. As in, matagal ko siyang friend pero never ako umasang makalabas ng friend zone hot. She's a model. At the time, her career was just starting out, pero she's landed some pretty big gigs and stuff now. I'm sure everyone here has seen her at some time or another. 3. Girl has a reputation for being a bit of a good girl. Very goody two-shoes, slight pay tweetums, although lately for her work she's kind of embraced her sexy, sultry side already. 4. Girl had a boyfriend at the time, and they were the perfect couple, so I never expected that this share would come from her. Anyway, after we picked up all of our jaws off the floor, obviously I asked for details. Good. Girls Gone Bad are my favorite stories. And over the course of many coffee conversations kung saan nasingit ko yung topic na to, I'm able to put together a full account. This happened while we were still in college. What happened was that girl was out of the country doing a shoot for an international brand. Supposedly her mom was going to come with her as usual, so they booked a separate room for her instead of with the other girls, pero she couldn't because of a thing. So it was just her in the hotel room. One night after the shoot, she decided to go to the hotel lounge bar to do some homework by herself. So there she was, nursing a drink, nose buried in her books, and then when she finished her drink and got ready to leave, another drink arrived at her table. The waiter pointed to a corner booth and told her it was paid for by that guy. She recognized him. He's pretty prominent. He was seated by himself and had an entourage of what was probably his security. Of course, she wasn't going to say no to a free drink, so when he raised his glass to her, she smiled at him and raised hers back and then continued with her homework. Later on, one of the security guys approached her door and asked her if politician guy could join her for a drink. She politely declined and said that she was just doing homework and then will be going back to her room right after. A little while later, when she was about to finish her second drink, the man himself came over with a fresh drink and apologized if his security gave the wrong idea. He said that he always made it a point to buy any Pinoy a drink whenever he encountered one. She was surprised and asked him how he knew she was from the Philippines, since hindi naman daw siya very Filipina-looking. He said, wild guess. Turns out she was wearing a Made in the Philippines shirt, so medyo dead giveaway. So anyway, since naka-entra na si Guy, he took a seat. Guy made small talk at first, asked her what she was working on, and it so happened that she was working on a pol-sci paper. Since Guy was in politics, he offered to help. She was surprised to find out that he was actually pretty smart, and in her words, disarmingly charming. Pretty soon, they were having a few more drinks and just kind of talking about anything and everything. After that, they left. The following day after her shoot, the man came to her room in the evening and asked her out again for some drinks. He said he had some ideas about a local program or something for the poor that he wanted to do and wanted to get her opinion. So she agreed, and ayun, more drinks and more chatting. In fairness, suabe ang modus ni Guy. They spent the evening drinking and talking, and she only realized daw how late it was when the bartender told them they were closing up. It was only then daw that she realized that medyo close na sila nakaupo magkatabi, and that the man's hand was on her thigh. The man said that he had a bottle of wine in his room upstairs if she wanted to join him. Girl admits that by that time she was pretty drunk and a bit horny. So she said yes. We asked her if may possibility ba na she was drugged. I mean, she didn't tell us who it was, but we kind of had an idea. So that was the only explanation we could think of why she would say yes. Pero no, siya pa mismo nag-defend by saying that she was 100% sure that she was drunk but not drugged. Sabay hirit ng friend namin na isa na. So basically, she was admitting that she was down for consensual sex with a nearly 60-year-old dirty-ass politician. But anyways, she said she was a bit nervous going up to his room with him, but at the same time a bit excited. Hindi daw guwapo si Guy. There are good-looking politicians naman, but he wasn't one of them. He was much shorter than her and was nearly 3 times her age, but for some reason, daw ang lakas ng appeal niya, super confident, and she said that one thing she noticed agad was that he smelled really good. When they got to his room, the security stayed outside, so it was just them. She sat on the couch while he prepared their drinks. She noticed that before he brought the drinks, he took a pill. Alam na this.